And you're in for a treat. He doesn't come half often enough for me because I love it every time he does. I want you to give him a massive round of applause and then be deathly silent because we're going to have a bit of poetry. Give it up for the Birkenhead poets!
Nice one, thank you. That sound alright, yeah. I'm going dark for October. This one is called Toasting the Spirit of the Dead. Last night, I had a visit from the ghost of Edgar Allan Poe. How do I know it was him? His spirit told me so. I've been having these mad dreams a night or two or more, but last night I heard this tap, tap, tapping at my bedroom door. I dived under the covers, I was gripped with fear, and out from the darkened shadows a raven did appear. What it wanted with me I did not know, and out from its black beak dropped an invitation from Mr. Edgar Allan Poe. Out of all the past writers and poets, I probably like Poe the most, and besides, you could refuse an invitation from a really famous ghost. So I quickly got dressed and ran downstairs, feeling pretty apprehensive and a little bit scared. When I opened the front door, there was the ghost of Edgar Allan Poe. I just stood there in stunned silence as he smiled and said, "Hello." It was as real as you or I. We were standing together, shoulder to shoulder. It'd only taken a feather from that raven to have bowled me over. I was too tongue-tied for words. I could hardly think when Mr. Poe said, "Kind sir, does one know a good establishment where a ghost can get a drink?" I went, "Yeah, man, now you're talking my language. I know the very pub. The atmosphere's a little dead inside, but the beer's always good." So we walked down to the local boozer, chatting as we went, talking of our lives in general and our youth misspent. We came from different eras, but our stories seem the same. Tales of love, life and happiness, death, sorrow and pain. And when I got to the pub, I went to buy Mr. Poe a beer, but he said no way. He said, "Paul, you're my guest tonight, call me Edgar and allow me, sir, to pay." I was about to get bought a Betty from a legend, a true literary star, as he tapped, tapped, tapped the big silver coin against the bar. We had a couple of beers together and shared a few whiskies too. Then we traded poems and short stories, the way poets tend to do. I was totally in awe, listening to everything he says as he raised a glass in a toast to the spirit of the dead. Then he told me of Lenore, his once too hard desire, and as that whiskey bit me throat, it tasted of hellfire. Edgar looked up and laughed and said, "Try to savour that beer. If you're a long time dead, my friend, to always try to live and learn." Just then the barman poured Edgar a large two-finger whiskey shot. He gave me a big right smile and he quickly downed a lot. Just then the pub doors blew open and the place instantly felt colder as the raven flew in from nowhere and it landed on Edgar's shoulder. The barman told the big brass bell last orders above the bar. Edgar said it was time to be leaving and soon he had to follow the evening star. I said, "Where does the evening star lead to?" And he said, "To the Valley of Unrest." Then Edgar Allan Poe described the afterlife to me. This was a poet who was like flowing at his best. And when he finished, we had one last drink together because the night was quickly drawing to an end. He said he spent the happiest of hours with a newfound friend. I asked Mr. Poe will he ever see him again. He answered sadly no. There was other poets he had to visit. It was time for him to go. And that's when the raven looked me dead in the eye. It was like seeing a dream within a dream. Edgar shook me hand in a warm goodbye and said, "The raven knows what you mean." I don't even remember how I got back home. I woke up with a bad hangover in bed. Did I really go for a drink with the ghost of Edgar Allan Poe? Or was it all just in my head? Thank you. Next one, thank you. I think you might like this one. This one is a great tragedy cut short. Well, it's a couple of minutes, but I hope you stick with it. Do you all know the story of Icarus? Yeah. This is called "I Saw Icarus Fall." My name is Adius. I am the designer of great things, artisan and chief craftsman to the kings. Such things I make of beauty, they are held divine, and I was born to the city of Athens in darker times. But for all the wondrous things that I have made, it is to my eternal shame, it is for the labyrinth that people will remember my name. For I was summoned to Crete by King Minos, a cruel, a ruthless, evil man. He commissioned me to dig a maze of tunnels beneath his palace, and he liked my plans. So I dug a maze of tunnels, but King Minos wanted more, an inescapable prison home for his accursed son, the Minotaur. So I built a labyrinth, and I built it well, and the king entombed his monstrous son into that living hell. And the Minotaur went on to do such terrible things, from the isolation and the madness that loneliness brings. But the king used the poor accursed beast for sport as well, by sending unsuspecting victims down into the dark, unforgiving hell. But King Minos also had a beautiful young daughter. Ariadne was her name, and she, like me, had to live with her shame. For the king would force his daughter to lead the victims to their deaths. She knew some of the twists and turns of the labyrinth, its cold stone steps. And then one day, from out the blue, a young hero finally came. Also from Athens, Prince Theseus was his name. Ariadne soon fell head over heels in love with him. And that's where my troubles really started to begin, because she wanted to know all about the labyrinth's plans, its twists, its turns, so many different things. So I told her simply the answer was held in a ball of string. So she took a ball of string and she retraced her path to guide the way through the tunnel to lead the young prince back. Prince Theseus entered the labyrinth, he followed the string, he found the Minotaur and he slayed the accursed thing, and taking Ariadne they left Greece and ran away. And when King Minos found out, there was hell to pay. He couldn't prove I helped, but I knew he knew, and into the highest tower I got thrown into, locked away for something that I never really done, but he punished me further by punishing my son. Icarus is my young son's name, without any guilt at all. He bore the blame. My young boy's been locked away for so many years. The guilt of this alone brings me to tears. But I am Daidaeus, I am the designer of great things, so I crafted for us both a perfect set of wings from fallen seagull feathers and candle wax and glue. I watched the birds upon the wind and how they flew. It was a long process and it took me years, but the chance of freedom outweighed our fears. When the time finally come to strap on our wings, I told my boy only two things: stay above the water's edge, don't fly down to the brink, or your feathers could get wet and you will surely sink. And don't get carried away with yourself and fly too high, or the hot sun will melt your candle wax and you'll surely die. Icarus smiled and nodded, he said he understood. We strapped on our wings and all was looking good. On the highest window tower ledge we took a leap of faith. The design was perfect, the wings were great. Like free birds we flew away from the Isle of Crete. The clear Aegean sea lay far beneath. Wings outstretched we started the glide across the ocean in search of safer tides. This was Icarus' first real taste of freedom, and to him it was fun. I was flying level in the evening, my boy started reaching for the sun. Flying like an eagle now, Icarus soared higher. I tried to catch my boy, but I started to tire. The warning that I'd given him, he'd forgotten so fast as the hot sun started melting the candle wax. I saw the first white feather start to fall, quickly followed by them all. As I looked up into my young son's eyes, I could see they were filled with horror and shocked surprise. Falling like a stone, now he shot past me, and I watched his broken body being swallowed by the sea. There was nothing more that I could do. I wept a tear for Icarus, and on I flew. And in the far off distance, I could see white waves breaking upon golden sand. Outstretching my wings, I made dry land. I'd escaped King Minos, but to such a cost. Years imprisonment and my young boy lost. I vowed on Icarus' soul that I would make King Minos pay. But that's a poem for another day. Thank you.
How good was that? Put your hands together for the Birkenhead poets. Come on.